Okay, hello everybody. I'm Conquering History Games, and welcome to part 9 of my graduation stream, so to speak. So I'm actually going to just jump right into it today because I got one of those phone calls right before I got on. One of those like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Well, stop all that shit. Here's what you're going to be doing. I mean, that's exaggerated, but basically, I'm probably only going to stream for about an hour right now. I had planned to stream for longer. Dang, and like the thing is, this is right now the only chance I think I actually have to stream for a proper amount of time. It's just not going to work out with the rest of the day, I think. So we'll see. We'll just kind of have to play it by ear, but yeah, I want to at least give you guys an hour. So the Farragut Mahan class. Oh yeah, that we already know that. Unfulfilled. France is not sending us stuff. Oh, but cool. No, we actually have the steel situation back under control now that we have the industrial heartland back. Let's trade with, I don't know, Brazil maybe? Not the Princely Federation. Siam doesn't have anything to do with the Entente. They're not going to hurt them in some way, so we'll do that. Yeah, so dismiss that. We have air wings with stuff not attached. Why are y'all not training? Okay, some of these are ready to go, though. Cool, so let's get assigning them. We're just going to do air superiority for now. These are all standing by instead of training. Oh, it's because they're, like, small. Light bombardment. Honestly, I'm probably not even going to use those. Whatever. Could be more optimal for me to do that, but no biggie. We might as well give this guy a tactic already. Yeah, do some unexpected thrusting. Because remember, we're just playing this through to the end of the Civil War. This isn't a proper campaign. I've done this before in easier situations. Okay, I think what I'll do is for right now we're just gonna build a field marshal line to about here, and I'm gonna micro as needed. But once again, I think the important thing is we need to find where, if anywhere, we could find gaps. Let's see, in Tropic Thunder was Tom Cruise's funniest role. Well, he doesn't do a ton of comedies. I don't know, it depends on if you're laughing at his performance in Eyes Wide Shut or not. Okay, so allegedly they've inflicted 22,000 casualties on us while we've only inflicted 4,000 on the AUS specifically. That's probably because of those Marine divisions that got encircled. Once again, RIP. Let's keep also trying to crank out more infantry. Just keep it coming. Okay. Radio propaganda, I don't think is going to be useful. Yeah, at the moment we just want to start getting everybody to the front line. I actually might switch this to 3-speed, honestly. But I kind of hope in a way that the American Union State will push north here. And then I'm only bordering them and the Pacific states, although that has its cons as well. But basically, if they're the only ones fighting a two-front war, well, in a way, it's all just one big front. I don't know. I just... It would also be nice for them to push north in the Great Plains because Where's this guy not going wherever he's assigned to be? Also, surely we can beat some cavalry, maybe not. You see, this is a problem because now I don't think logistically we're doing that good. Yeah, we've only got 830, or I mean we're 8.3 thousand in the tank when it comes, in the hole, I should say, when it comes to infantry equipment. So a lot of these longest forces might actually be stronger, because I'm actually, even though I'm supposed to be the federal government, I'm supposed to be MacArthur, I'm basically going for mass mobilization tactics, because if you look at the division count, I have slightly more than either of the others. But, you know, they probably still have almost double what I do. But when you look at actual fielded manpower, the ratio is closer, because I'm sending these, especially specifically the Continental Infantry, but also the Marines, I'm sending them out without guns, just as it's like, okay, are you sort of functional as a unit? Like these Marines, they're supposed to have, remember, we like to do times 10, 6,000 plus rifles, and they've got 4.7 thousand. So there's a lot of guys running around who don't have guns at all, and they don't even have any support equipment. So these guys literally don't have trucks. They don't have like any medical kits. They don't have radios. We just sent 3,000 men wandering out there into, you know, just like, hey, some of you are armed. Here's a map. Knoxville's that way. So how will we know we're shooting people who support Huey Long? Oh, they'll let you know. They'll let you know. I think you'll know what they are when you meet them and they scream, "Good morning. Hey, good morning. Nice to meet you. Every man a king." Yeah. Warner Bros. Released a trailer for War of the Rohirrim in English and Japanese. Yes. Yes, I am very looking forward to that. I guess a lot of people didn't know that it was going to be an animation. It is, but like that's been known for, I think, a few months now. Well, I mean, it's known that it was always going to be an animation, but what's also been known for many months now is that the animation, it looks really Fire Emblem style. Not quite as like think, you know, Three Houses. It doesn't quite have that glossiness on it, and kind of like they kind of do that effect to generate curves on like a 2-dimensional, or like 2.5 dimension. I don't know how you would describe it, but the point is, it's interesting because I mean that's fine. I guess I certainly wouldn't want an anime about this story to be like in the modern moe style. Absolutely not. And it's like I don't think Studio Trigger would be right for it either. But so I kind of think that Fire Emblem's style, where it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like the characters all look like they're stained glass in a way, you know, like you're looking at them, which is I think what's good for a setting like this, and also for Fire Emblem. It's like you're watching a historical reenactment in anime form, but it's of course something that never happened. It's a fantasy world. But I think the style is going to be really beneficial to the story. My goodness, look at all these Entente forces. It really, like guys, we had this without them. I mean, they were just kind of filling in. They were just kind of doubling up on front lines that are already done, which is all you could really reasonably hope for from volunteers who come get you. But this is a decent chunk army. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 divisions of volunteers. I've only got 70. That is a very significant contribution to the war. I mean, you know, some of these are the Lancers from India. Cavalry, really? I'm just saying that the Kingdom of France, where they live, they don't got no resources, and they still send me trucks. No, it's seriously though, y'all are great. I mean, look, they sent me camels. What more could I hope for? But War of the Rohirrim, I think it's going to be good. Let me look at who was the cast actually. Hold on. War of the Rohirrim voice cast. Give me a second here. Here we go. Casting. Yeah, Brian Cox is voicing Helm. He's sitting. That Brian Cox. He's so hot right now. That's why I actually have been getting annoyed with. It's like, okay, so I started watching Succession last month, but then I stopped. I got like 4 episodes in, I think, and I'll check this out another time. I just wasn't feeling it. And like Brian Cox is the main guy, and it's called Succession. You know, it's very Shakespearean. It's very, you know, this guy's the head of the CEO, and he's going to retire. So who takes over of his children, who all have equal stocks? So the whole thing is that Well, if everybody's got an equal vote, then they need to work. There needs to be some sort of compromise made on who's supposed to be their leader, but none of them want to compromise, so that's the conflict of the story. What happens now? And Brian Cox's character, spoilers for the end of the first episode, because the first episode definitely has a big-time pilot feel. I don't think they did, but it feels like, you know, back when it's like, okay, we're just going to film the first episode so we could show it to people and then get a budget and then maybe redo it, or we might have to just roll this as what it is instead of reshooting. So that's how it kind of felt. But then the plot twist is he goes, actually, I'm not stepping down, so it doesn't matter. Except, and then he has a health problem. And so then the thing is, he is in the hospital, so he's not a character in the story. I mean, he is, but he's barely there, and it's really, really frustrating because I like Brian Cox's work. It's yeah. It's yeah. But yeah, so Brian Cox is going to be Helm. Although I think the series, it's going to really be dependent on the daughter. Gosh, I'm blanking out. Oh yeah, but her name is Gaia Wise, the one who's gonna play Hera, and it's like that's got to be a stage name, right? Like you're playing you're playing a character who is a Tolkien character and a woman, and your name is Gaia Wise. Like, come on. Geez, I've heard about bullshitting on your resume, you know, but my goodness, like, yeah, I'm just going to give myself a different name. I'm just going to never tell them my real name. Because it's like, what? Oh, man. Freaking funny. But I think it's going to be good. I think I saw the trailer. I'm feeling optimistic. I think it's going to be great. I mean, when is it? It's supposed to be out, like, December, right? Oh, my gosh. You'd think I would know that. Again, let me check that. Yeah, December 13th, of course. Of course. It's not the holidays unless Lord of the Rings is happening, you know, unless some Tolkien's happening. December 13th. Ooh, that's going to be a Friday the 13th. Let me check that. I think there's supposed to be a couple of interesting Friday the 13th actually this year. Yeah, next September. Yeah, September 13th. That's going to be a Friday the 13th this year. And December will also be a Friday the 13th. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, let's keep pushing. Oh, but what got me so hyped is that you saw the Muma kill, and that is canon. That is canon. The Dunlins the Dunlins. They knew they could. You can't beat Rohan on your own. You need to get help. And so, yeah, that is canon. But I won't say more for spoiler reasons. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I really get the sense it's going to be character focused, you know? And like, yeah, there's going to be awesome battles, but that the focus is gonna be on the people, and that's what makes stuff endure. Like, first off, Lord of the Rings trilogy from 20 plus years ago now, I think the effects have aged great. Maybe a itty bitty bit of scuffing around Gollum, but it was completely cutting edge at the time. But it's like nobody talks about those movies unless they themselves are an effect artist, I guess. But like that's not the things people think about when they think of the Lord of the Rings. They think about the people, they think about the characters, or the music, the stuff that doesn't age. All right, 4th of July. Yeah, it's just the usual. MacArthur reaffirmed the United States military would always fight for American liberty and will continue to do so into the 20th century. Likening Congress's grant of emergency powers to him as Washington's commission as commander-in-chief, MacArthur concluded his speech by promising the American people to restore order to the Union. Hey, Ikarik. How are you? Yeah, the Corsairs. I want to see some Corsair action. Kind of... The whole Corsair Okay, if I had to find a flaw in Return of the King, which is just like, is this really just to say I wanted more, I wanted more, I wanted more, just being greedy? You know, I would have loved to see the Rangers, the Dunedain, or wait, is it Dunedain? Because it's not in the Dwarvish. I think it's the Dunedain. But anyway, to see the Rangers, you know, show up to help Aragorn, and then, you know, Elrond's sons weren't a thing, but they played Elrond different in the show, or in the movies. But it was... I'm not seeing a lot of green here. Oh, wait. Get down here, get down here. Get down here. We're going to actually try to go between... We're going to actually try to pierce through to Birmingham just to create a panic in frontline adjustments. But also, I think we can get more people in here. Can we get to Atlanta? Little Federalist march to Atlanta again? Got to, like, part 30 of the Comneno series again. Gosh, I need to check if I ever did get the finale uploaded. I think I did. But if not, I'll have to search around on my hard drives. Because I do form it. I do form the Roman Empire. That's kind of the point. So I get the achievements. Alright, cool. We got some Maryland militia here. Oh, perfect. Just enough to go in there with Eisenhower's boys. Late 20s. I didn't Guzman? Okay, well, I'm going to have to find time to look for that. That would have to be after this series. I think that's when I'd spend time maybe trying to go through desktops, and then it's like a lost media thing. Every so often, CHG uploads without comment. Oh, hey, here's another episode of something. Okay, I can get more militia, 5 in Michigan or 5 in Buffalo. I guess let's do Buffalo. Doesn't really matter. About equal lengths from the front line. Like Dune Part 2. Oh yeah, Dune Part 2, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I mean, there were flaws, certainly, but Dune is... You gotta pick and choose your battles. And there's different battles I would have picked and chosen. I'll just say it, I didn't like how the Fremen fanaticism with Paul was portrayed. I particularly did not like how it was done. I didn't like that Stilgar was all in on Paul from day one. They kind of were kind of playing him like Morpheus. I definitely think Stilgar, at least in my interpretation, Stilgar is somebody who doesn't go in on the prophecy. He just sees Paul as interesting, useful, certainly his mother. You know, he's thinking about it in terms of how is this good for my people without regards to prophecy. And he eventually becomes that fanatic. And especially if you're going to get... You have such a great actor playing Stilgar, why not... Like, isn't that why you hire him? To play... Maybe he even goes super hard skeptic at the beginning, and then over the course of the movie, you see that transformation. And I really didn't like it. I didn't like that, how they did Stilgar that way. Chani was just so back and forth. God, they wanted to have it both ways. The whole Zendaya thing, wasn't happy with that. And then here's the question. Can anybody here tell me the name of Chani's friend in Dune Part 2? Anybody at all without, like, checking the screenplay? Like, even if you just watch it, like, you could be watching, it's like, oh, I just watched Dune Part 2, and I bet you still don't know her name. And it just was, let's call it what it is. You know, I'm sure there's studio directives, there's inclinations, like, we need... God, it's because it's become so political, but I'm just talking about art right now. They're like, you know, we need to make, you know, Chani's father is now Chani's mother. Liet Kynes is a woman. Which could have been interesting. You can make that interesting, but it was just like a half of a sentence about she married a Fremen warrior. That's it. Like, my gosh. And I don't have a problem with gender swapping. I think gender swapping can actually get really interesting, especially if you're adapting something that's an already established medium, then you can play with it. But it's like, do you make it worthwhile? You know, when the original Battlestar Galactica, Starbuck was a man. I was somebody who was introduced through it to Battlestar Galactica via the '03 reboot. I can't imagine Starbuck not being a woman, and I've never heard anybody since, like before when it first came out, complain like, "Oh, Starbuck should have still been a man. I can't believe they did this." It was amazing. And this, or like with House of the Dragon, which I ain't even watching that anymore, but like everyone was complaining, "Oh, the Valerians are black. The Valerians are black. What is this shit?" Especially the implications, like, okay, so why aren't there any more black people up 200 years later in a Song of Ice and Fire in Westeros? Oh, geez, and we're gonna have to write now the genocide arc, which of course always brings me back to Legend of the Galactic Hero. Wait, no, focus in. So we're pushing all right, by the way. I'm liking this kind of dual prong. We might be able to get into Tennessee here. And I appreciate these guys. Oh, the Entente's gonna get themselves surrounded. They ran to save Denver. Oh no, they're so gonna die out there. And yes, they could in theory send more volunteers, but oh my gosh, look at how this makes MacArthur look. I'm just imagining, okay, because you know, Hearts of Iron 4, it's a role play game, right? So MacArthur, you know, the CSA was defeated, and MacArthur had a meeting, and he says, let's get a bigger portrait, and he's like, we're pulling east of the Mississippi, we're gonna get all that later. And then like the military leadership of these Entente volunteers, something happens, and they're like, no, we're here to say we're trying to end this war. We can't believe you would abandon Americans or something. There's like some sort of local issue. The stone disease thing. Dead over there. Jettison arc, just magic. Yeah. This is so fascinating. Okay, so anyway though, let's try to get back to what I was saying. I was talking about Dune. I was talking about its changes. Yeah, I wasn't happy with a lot of how the Fremen were. And the thing is, I'm sure if I talked to Dave Villeneuve, he would probably tell me nonstop about 36 Texas ID. Oh yeah, we have canonical divisions. That's right, because we are the Federalist forces. Micro this here. Try to come over here. But yeah, the Valerians being that's I'm trying to finish up all my trains of thought, so I can't figure out which one I want to finish up first. But so the Valerians being black, everybody was complaining about that. But then like that actor, what's his name? I think he's Haitian. Toussaint. He was great. I think he does a good job as Corlys, and so nobody ever complained about it again. Although it does get a little bit silly sometimes, because it's like, okay, so you made Corlys black, fine. So now Laenor and Lyanna are both canonically half and half, and then so that means Daemon's children with Lyanna are 1/4 African American, right? And they're somehow darker than their mother, is. Let's see. They went to Valeria in the original show. Everyone was dead because of the stone disease, which is a plague of sorts. Yeah, it's called grayscale. It's like, think of it as like leprosy, but it turns you to stone. It's like kind of their world's equivalent. So I think it's that it's not the grayscale isn't what caused the doom of Valeria, but there has been like a grayscale colony that sets themselves up amidst the ruins amongst like the monsters or whatever. So it's like it's like you have leprosy, you go live in Valeria. Can't hurt anybody in there, everyone's already dead. The grayscale is fascinating. I especially with like, we're not getting Winds of Winter, but you know, kill the hope. It's not happening. It's been 13 years. It's been 13 years and we haven't gotten an update in like 4. So with John Connington bringing the grayscale to Westeros, and Stannis' daughter having been a victim of grayscale, like how are these, what superstitions, how's the history gonna remember this? Hold on a sec. So Puerto Rico, they did break away, keep the trade ties, then they made their choice, cut them loose. Heck 'em. Yeah, so, okay, no, the Entente's spreading out. They realized, oh, MacArthur's not sending help. Come on, keep it coming, keep it coming. Why are you retreating? Why do you retreat?
Move out! Keep on attacking!
Okay. Yeah, infantry stuff. We're starting to be a big pocket here in East Tennessee. Oh, and the longest rebels are uprising though. Marines! Attack! The new breed. Oh no! Because the old breed died, the next one's out. Like, well, I guess we're the new breed. That's great. Good gallows humor.
Yes, sir. Retreat! Pushing them back, sir!
Okay, the Italian Civil War resumes. Aren't there canonically green people in The Song of Ice and Fire? Maybe. There's, I think, also there's some interesting stuff. There's like a there's like an island where it's basically Neanderthals are still around. There's velociraptors. He throws in a bit of color into his stories. Yeah, there's Sothoros. If you go very, very southwest of Westeros, there are islands which I don't think are canonically on any map yet. In A Song of Ice and Fire, like if you check out the World of Ice and Fire, it's not there either. But there was a woman who she wanted to explore the world. I'm forgetting her name right now. I remember she was a lesbian. Because she was like sleeping with the Targaryen princess. Send some more over here to Eisenhower. Okay, I think we're gonna do the Michigan one next. But she found 3 islands which were like uninhabited, and I think she named them after. I don't remember who she named them after. And then she wanted to continue even further to basically determine if the world was round. And some of the crew went, no, we're not doing that, and they came back to Westeros and talked about it. And then allegedly it was something Farwind. Her nickname I think ended up being Farwind. Or you know what? I'll just look it up. A Song of Ice, Fire, woman who encircled globe, because allegedly the ship she was using was used by or was found by Corlys Valerion in like the equivalent of China, a Yi Ti, or was it a Shai, one or the other. So it, like, the implication was that she did manage to get around the world. Let me look up Jaehaerys here, okay, because I'm gonna kind of, like, in a roundabout way get us there. Not Jaehaerys the second. I want Jaehaerys the first, third son. Okay, so let's go to his family tree, because it was one of his sisters. Was it Rhaena? I think Rhaena was the one, his older sister, who was sleeping with this woman. Fair hour. Here we go. Found her. Yep. Alyssa Farman, a noblewoman of House Farman, daughter of Lord Mark Farwyn during the reign of Jaehaerys the First Targaryen. So she had something called the Sun Chaser, and like last part of her wiki entry, it says many years later during his second grade voyage on Sea Snake, Corlys Velaryon believed he saw the old weathered Sun Chaser in a shy. It is therefore possible that Alyssa reached Essos by sailing west from Westeros. Yeah. Okay. So we've solved that mystery. All right. Let's keep moving.
Attention.
We farming. No, Andrew. It's farming. Farman, as in the far man. But still, that's so funny. There should be a house farming. It's like, what's your favorite name? Oh, we farming. Just do some Abbott and Costello routine. But George likes to do that, and a lot of names. You know, what I mean, trace the root of last names in any culture. A lot of it just comes down to. I mean, just look at in English alone. You know, Butcher. Come on, all the Smiths. You know, anybody, a friend once showed me, like, it was like from some social media, somebody says, like, look at all the Smiths that are in the world. Imagine, like, you know, how bulky the blacksmiths of the local villages were. You know that medieval women were gagging for it. And as in the same with millers. I mean, Caesar. What is it? Is there a mosquito or something? Usually if he just swipes at something like that, it's because a mosquito was around and he just could do that. Yeah, job base. But yeah, farman. That was definitely because I think they were like, I think the Farmans lived in some islands off of the Westerlands. Yeah, Miller's got bread. Yeah. Oh man. All right, we should be able to hit Charlotte here. We are really starting to put some hurt on them. Yeah, we are inside the Union State. We are in Vicksburg territory, campaign territory right now, because like at one point during it, Grant just like deliberately cut himself off so he could free roam in the backlands while trying to encircle Vicksburg. That is what is happening right here. And like we're just kind of hoping, okay, let's hope they don't, you know, clog up behind us, or you know, or that we're going to be able to get reinforcements through at a reasonable rate. See, we're getting pushed here, but like this is creating. We're going to create a supply crisis. Seizure of civilian trucks. After Chaffee announced his motorization campaign for the Army, a proposal was sent to the Secretary of Defense by the War Department to decide on the requisition of civilian vehicles in order to supply our fast-growing army. With his approval, we have begun seizing vehicles from the civilian populace, although to our surprise, some proud patriots line up next to our storages to volunteer their vehicles for the incoming fight. While not all their vehicles have proven to be useful for us, we have managed to requisition a fair amount of trucks which can either be modified to transport troops with ease or which are sturdy enough to transport our troops at once. We thank you for your service. 850 trucks we got from around the world, around the country. Fantastic. Let's increase production. It's just for trucks though. I really don't think we actually need the rest of this. Frankly, we kind of crippled ourselves doing any of that. Army Rangers, more trucks. Yeah, just trucks everywhere. Trucks are gonna be cheaper than herring. I don't know. Do we want to do Air Force talk? I feel like Air Force talk should just happen anyway. Let's Air Force and Navy just start to figure out what's going on here. Although we only have a Navy of one, so maybe the Admiral says, I have some ideas, and everybody just goes, dude, you don't have anything. Please shush. Okay.
Keep on moving.
Hardship of the Civil War. Support our troops. Gotta support the troops. And look at that. Now we have 150 power to play with. So, military theorist, victory through firepower, grand fleet, air. What do I want to spend this on now? Commerce rating? Fascinating. There's Halsey. We were talking about him before. Ooh, military offensive genius. Yeah, let's get to 200. We got to do this. Yeah. Division attack plus 15% and 0.4 experience daily. Yeah, we need a rush for that. I actually, you know what? Here's how bad I want that. We're going to stop. No, we're not going to select the national focus. So now we can, in 20 days, we'll be able to afford that. Less than 20 days, actually, because now we're getting 2.22 political power a day. Yeah, that's something you don't really see people do enough, I feel. Just don't, like, if your national focuses you feel are not cutting it for what you're trying to do, just don't take one. Like, what do I need an Air Force debate about? Because, like, I'm not using the Air Force, or I barely am. I've only got, like, 150 planes in the air at the moment. Could do some modifications over here. Spirit of the Army. Feel like professional officer corps fits the best, though. You could do more mortar. Seems a bit corrupt to spend so much to hire yourself. Are you... Whoa! Are you, Icaric? Are you trying to tell me that the man who overthrew the constitutionally elected president of the United States and had himself declared commander-in-chief via emergency powers, and president of the United States, not even one, he's like, no, let's refuse these titles. I mean, if I'm one, I might as well be the other. Might be corrupt? You know what else he is? He's kicking ass right now. Oh yeah. Oh yes, indeed. Come on, keep trying to get south. Did I lose? Oh, Captain Honey, it's because we're doing that side quest I said I was gonna do, where I was going to I was gonna deliberately delete all my divisions and stuff and still win as MacArthur. Like, I deleted all my navy except for one thing and whatnot. How many leaders wear aviator glasses indoors, right? Yeah. Okay, dang it. They're not letting us get into Memphis. See, Nashville is not actually giving me supply right now, by the way. It's just a hub. So I need to create some pressure here. I need to get these guys to freaking move. This Nashville pocket's actually not going as good as it looks. How's all this going? Yeah, you see, it's so intersected. I would have to take Dallas before the West would truly be cut off. No, not even then. They could still just run it all the way out to El Paso. Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, well, that's on Mr. Backlash. This pocket's doing great, though, mostly. Well, I mean, we're pushing them back here. It's going to work out. Yeah, you see? We're taking Kentucky. It's okay. All right. Keep trying to go south. Yeah, keep on moving. Legation cities. Talking about the British, like I care. You say the British have delegates, like I give a shit. Damn, now that is a thin line. But we're going to take this right here, this piece of Alabama. It's going to work out. Okay, I think these are some more militia. So we got some Virginia militia ready to go. We'll send them in with Clark. Or, whoops, I guess one of you go over here. No, that's Special Forces. Come over here, Eisenhower. Keep losing divisions, and they're bleeding them here and there with Eisenhower. See, and I keep wanting to select the national focus because it is habit that makes me want to do that. Oh, they just did the deal with the devil. Bitches, man. I think all the Entente are dead, or most of them are. Oh, bitches. Yeah, Pacific States, these guys are so full of crap. No. Deal with the devil. Yep. Not a difference. F them. Check if you're over capacity. No, I'm okay. I'm getting close though. So I'm actually gonna not. So what I'll do is let's get these last 3 Marines out, and that'll officially put me at the limit. Get them helping Leslie Groves here. Kind of around the Knoxville region. This is going to be a nice cutoff. I mean, not really, because the Navy's going to be here, but yeah, once we take Montgomery, that'll be pretty sweet. With the Pacific side with the AUS over the Federalists, I mean, I guess they're just buying into the... Yeah, I think they're like, well, MacArthur is a dictator. I could believe it. But I think if it was like Olsen in charge right now, they probably wouldn't. Although I think if Olsen's in charge, that's the whole point, is that the Pacific states don't break away. Because they're like, well, it's a democratic process. Yeah, we've got just these couple of areas here we need to take. Because look, we actually are suffering from quite a bit of attrition in the West, you'll notice. Some of these are at 10%. In fact, I think Mobile needs to be the priority, actually.
Yes, sir. Move out.
There we go. AI Federals never win the Civil War. Yeah, if the Federals... Again, so much depends on New England, but like if New England breaks away, the Federalists will definitely lose. Although, actually, I'm trying to think, have I ever... I'm not sure I've ever actually done a run where I started from Denver as the Federalists. Oh boy, do we need to do another side quest? Okay, if we're going to do that, that's only going to be after we do the Constitutional Convention, okay? Promise.
All in. Yes, sir.
Okay, you should go to Tallahassee, you New Jersey militia. Well, you guys come down the coast. Yeah, the AUS, they're probably... This is why they made the deal with the devil. Like, I promise you, all the divisions that were here in New Mexico are rushing east. But I think it's going to be too little too late. Just look how much we're up in their shit back here. Italy's getting more complicated. Do I prefer this Civil War or the one in Redo? Oh, I like this one. This one's a little more solid. In Redo, it starts to really get wild. I mean, like, you could also have the Black Uprising, which I've played. Go check that out. A lot of great characters there. You see, like, this is just an awkward situation here in Norfolk. I actually don't think I could... They're going to still get supply, but I want to just pin them down, just because if all of these divisions are just wasting time in this pocket in East North Carolina and Virginia, that means they're not defending all of this down here, you know? 186 still. But, you know, Redo is supposed to just be... It's deliberately supposed to just be Kaiserreich on steroids. I don't think there's like any... I think Kaiserreich ultimately tries to have a little, you know, some sort of balance. And Redo is... you know, it's fun. I like them both. But there's always something special for Kaiserreich. Yeah, the Civil War gets crowded. Yeah, that's a good way to phrase it. Very crowded. Gonna try to hit Atlanta from the west. Yeah, this is basically over. We're just racing now. To try to hit our points, our key places. There's just no way. There's not a single unit in Alabama, it seems like. Give him something to do before 39. Exactly, Tenebrae. Exactly. Oh, Tenebrae actually recently had an interview for a library position, basically as a... It sounded like it was going to be one of them gopher jobs, but mostly doing research and helping the consumants, let's say. I don't want to get too specific. I don't want to dox myself. But, like, yeah, did not get it. But, geez, the interview went forever! It was almost an hour and a half, and it's like, geez, like, you know, you're spending an hour and a half talking to me. You think I'm getting the job. But I'm sure those are very competitive positions.
All in.
Damn, I almost want to swing west, but taking Houston would be nice. And we gotta go all the way to Brownsville to get the ports. What? How are they in terms of... They're actually only 35% toward capitulation, but we're just running wild in the deep south right now.
Yes, sir.
Can you try to get to Dallas? No, no, not. Why would you attack into the person to take Dallas? What are you doing? And that's it. That's gonna be it. Baton Rouge.
Attention.
We're just taking everything. Apparently, when you're reviewing for library position, one library doesn't choose you, you get bounced to the other library opening you qualify for. Ah, well, unfortunately, that didn't happen either. But oh well. Yep, the Union stronghold has fallen. Now, I want one of you to run to Dallas, the other one run to Houston. Yeah, the Pacific States, they're trying to rush through the Great Plains, which I'm not even defending, and instead of trying to hopefully get across the river. They're basically doing Cannonball Run, but going east. Again, let's just try to get a lot of the basic infantry stuff better. Okay, cool. We're at 202. Now we can officially hire the big guy himself, Douglas MacArthur. Just a good 0.40 army experience a day, a division attack plus 15%. Yeah, dig. The military gets so strong under MacArthur, which is kind of the point. It's great. Okay, I guess now we should take something. Oh, you're not a librarian anymore? Okay, well, I hope you left on good terms, under good circumstances, whatever the situation was. I mean, I guess like a contractor, whatever. Yeah, one factory. Wow. Then again, maybe that's the corruption. It's like, okay, we're going to spend this whole focus to get defense contractors to help us, and it's one factory of actual help we're getting. Okay, we also, yeah, got some doctrines available. Well, now we're going to be able to get to elastic defense even faster, too. Did not leave on good terms. Fuck the county commissioners. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. You know what? There was actually dude, the city-county relations, man. Oh, they're trying to block me from getting into the house in time. Who's gonna get there first? Les terribles. They must be from that bio, man. Get Channing Tatum. Channing just Tatum all over us. Guess we should zigzag through here. I mean, there's no reason not to just fill these in. Plus, you know, this gets the rails through, but we're still seeing some supply issues. There's some attrition, but it's definitely better already. Denver still endures. You know what? We're going to try once again. We did the rescue mission in the other gap. Now we're going to send the 5th Buffalo National Guard. You need to go save Denver. No, they've been blocked already. Oh, man. Which one was it? Dang it. This one, the 5th Militia. Come up here. Try to sneak in. But the county commissioner, yeah, so there was actually a paper in the local, an op-ed, and it was from this guy who, I'm not going to say his name, and I'm not going to explain his thing, but let's just say he's a controversial figure when it comes to moves the city does and his issues with them. But anyway, he was just talking about how, like, you know, hey, city's been doing great. You know, we gotta, and of course, this is all his personal opinion. I'm not gonna, but like, you know, we got these new, the new city council in, and they've been making a lot of positive changes. And you know what? I think most of the Pascals would say they have. I mean, they got rid of the fucking motherfucking city manager. Guy was being paid more than the president. Anyway, so he. But he was just saying how, like, the county is now doing all these various things. Mostly property taxes. That's what people are upset about right now, mostly.
Attention.
To the point, like, there's people, you'll have people who are like, yeah, high property taxes is good, actually, when we get something for it. The division in Dallas is dead. What, this one? Do you think so? The 7th Massachusetts? We'll see. We will see. I think we might be alright. We moved to Maryland. My beloved gets to relink with their old jobs. I don't have to deal with Florida. Oh yeah, the ones who are like, they work in DC, right? Or they have gov jobs of some sort. So wow, good for you. Washington DC, what a place. I remember visiting it. There was always more to see. You know, all the monuments. Everything is actually kind of closer together than you'd think. Riding that train each morning, the subway. Literally when people are mad about property taxes. Yeah. Primary elections passed. All the county commissioners that fucked me over lost their elections. Oh, doesn't that feel good when you see stuff like that happen? When it's personal. Yeah. Alright, let's go on down to El Paso. I think if we could take Dallas, it's over. That's the only thing we're waiting on. They're at 90% capitulation now, and we haven't even entered Florida yet. But I don't think Florida actually has much in the way of victory points. Like, yeah, Miami itself is only 10 actually. Well, how much is Tallahassee though? Yeah, Tallahassee's 15. So going deeper actually is probably not that big a deal. But we're gonna take Houston here, which is a nice 20. Oh, hey, it's August. No, today is August 23rd, not August 22nd.
Move out.
Okay.
Move out.
Let's see, how far... Oh, gosh, we're already 52 minutes in. Let's see if I can maybe get the AUS to drop. But I might have to cut it a little short. And, yeah, I've been thinking about it. I'm probably not going to be able to stream again today. And then I actually do not have a clue what my tomorrow is looking like right now. I need to talk to a few different people. And plus, you never know when you just get that phone call of just, hey, whatever you're doing, fuck all that, you know? The 7th Massachusetts didn't die. Look, it just had to retreat. It's fine. Working on a merchant shirt, best job I've ever had. I get to see the world, which is cool. That's great, man. Man, once a job pays your bills, once you can get those sort of ancillary benefits, that's really nice. I mean, you know, a higher salary is always good, but it's kind of like, you know, there's a cutoff point. I mean, yeah, there's been studies done on it. It'll show that, like, you know, past a certain, you know, money, it's like money can't buy happiness. You know, it's the joke of being poor doesn't buy you shit. But it's like, you know, once your salary hits a certain level, and it doesn't even need to be like $100,000 or something. Unless you live in San Francisco, from what I hear. That it's just like, okay, all of your basic, you know, pyramid of needs that can be fixed financially are taken care of, but then you stop having a correlation between money and happiness. There goes Floyd Olson. His soul goes marching on, please. Puerto Rico refuses to guarantee our citizens' safety. Here we go. Let's see. Here's a tip for capturing a certain state capital that keeps getting censored from Super Chat. Well, first off, thank you very, very much, Tenebrae. I don't know why the alert's not going off. I swear it gets delayed more and more. Let's see, if nationalists end up getting elected in Puerto Rico, they might start... Sounds like there's going to be a pogrom against American citizens. What is this fucking slander that is happening down in Puerto Rico? What the hell? Let's see here. Yeah, wow, the alert's really not going off. But thank you so much, Tenebrae. Because it's like, you know, you got that hierarchy of needs, and like money helps you get certain things, but you gotta do more. It's like, man, I remember there was a period of time when I was working as a security guard. I had this, oh, there he is. There it is. There she is. paid my pension and unused sick and vacation side. Ooh, oh, that is sweet. That is like, oh man, that's what you see. I love that kind of deal. That's like why when I was teaching, I took the contract where I would still get paychecks over the summer. And you know, some people say it's like, oh well, technically you're getting slightly less because remember, inflation's always going up. So you know, getting paid up front is faster than getting paid in 3 months. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like, oh, getting paid for services rendered. As I deserve to be. You bitches. What happened to me being CSA? We're doing the MacArthur side quest where I deleted all of my units and stuff, and then I'm going to still win as MacArthur. So that's what's been going on here. Come on, get in Dallas. There it is. Got it. Collapse of the Union. But we were talking about county commissioners and state capitals censored. Oh gosh, I forgot. Yeah, I got to see the Coast of Antarctica in a time. How many people can say that? Yeah, exactly. So like all that sort of ancillary stuff. You know, it's like I know a guy. He's a stoner. Proudly, he'll say so. And it's like, you know, he's looking for work, and some dispensary jobs, they actually pay pretty good. But it's also like for him. And employee discount, you know. So that's kind of funny. I mean, yeah. So whatever you can do that for. It's like I remember I used to sell cable, so they gave me cable, and it's like, well, I don't use cable normally, but if you're gonna give it to me while I work here, thank you. All right. Confirm and exit. Cool. The loyalist terror, some of our commanders started to use rather doubtful methods to permanently suppress civilian populations suspected of helping our mortal enemies. When pressed, the president has defended their actions, stating only discretionary violence is used. Any commander capable of true brutality has already become a rebel. So yeah, we can only hope. So essentially, whoa. First off, selective terror. Secondly, have you seen the monsters that we're fighting? So that just leaves us with the Pacific States, which we'll finish up next time. What, make a deal? Hell no, I ain't no making no fucking deal. Why? I got the Entente on my side already. Who they got nobody. They got nobody. So, I mean, Japan's not helping them. Or maybe they are just a little bit. Let me see. No, they're not. Only the Irish are sending help. So yeah, we're just dealing with these rebels. They should just lay down their arms. That should be an event at this moment. Like, oh, but they already made their deal with the devil. There's no turning back. You're not gonna fool me. Even if they, yeah, it's like if any peace approachment happened to MacArthur in this scenario, how this civil war has played out. Like, okay, so we're ready for a ceasefire. Not even saying we want to come back peacefully. We want a ceasefire. Go F yourself. You're trying to destroy America. My America, of which I will be just the first citizen. So I think we can very quickly defeat them. I mean, let's just look at the situation here. Yeah, we've got about double their fielded manpower and more divisions. Because remember, we've been sending people out without guns. But now they're actually finally getting guns. If we look at our logistics, we're 10,000 in the hole, but I think we're going to have captured some equipment. Let me check that real quick. Oh, but Denver just fell. Just fell right at that moment. But yeah, let's check the logistics. So we captured some guns, but not very many. In any event, I think we're going to be just fine. So thank you very much for joining me. Oh my gosh, I genuinely don't have any idea how the rest of my weekend is going to go. At the moment, I might, okay, but worst case scenario, Monday. Probably Sunday. I don't know about tomorrow. I hope not tomorrow, is how I'll put it. I hope I'm not streaming tomorrow, because then that's not good. It just means some other things fell through. Yeah. So Monday, worst case scenario, I'll be back when I can. Everyone have a good weekend. Take care.